Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. We might be fucking cooked. We might be cooked, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, bro. I know I'm like somewhat trying to make this lighthearted, but we might be fucking cooked. And by we, I mean basically the people in the UK right now. Like, I'm just gonna get straight into this because this is wild. And people, you know what's crazy is people said we wouldn't get to this point. People said that there's no way we would get to this point, but here we are. Let's go ahead and get straight into this because you ain't gonna believe what I'm about to be showing y'all right now, bro. You ain't even gonna believe it. And I usually, once again, for anybody who knows, you guys know I like to stick to my anime content, but this is bigger than all that at this point, bro. Like, this is something crazy. Like, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready, bro. Y'all ain't ready. Let's go ahead and get straight into this.
Grounds. In Lincolnshire, police raided a secondary school after a 16-year-old shared a video criticising Labour's new enforcement laws.
Put through the ordeal of being arrested at dawn, taken to the police custody suite.
He was detained for 9 hours, questioned without his parents present, and his family was fined for failing to supervise subversive behaviour. Bro,
imagine that shit. You're some kid living in the UK, Britain, Europe, with this whole entire online safety act shit, and then you say something online that the government doesn't like, and they arrest you, detain you for 9 hours without your parents, and then fine your family for money because you, as a kid, said something the government didn't like, bro. We are fucking cooked. Thank God we, like, bro, like, people like to, talk about, America in a certain way, and America is not perfect by any means. But just the freedom to be able to say whatever you want in this country, and whether the government likes it or not, the freedom to be able to say whatever you want, bro. Freedom of speech in this country has got to be the greatest single gift that we got going here, bro. Because as we are seeing in real time, the UK, basically the UK, Britain, and Europe, they don't got that no more. If you speak against the government, you're going to jail. Or if you're a child, I guess, you're going to get detained for 9 hours. Then they're going to release you back to your parents. And then they're going to fine your family for who knows how much money. Yeah. So if you couldn't tell the mood of this video, that's what we're about to be talking about here, man. Bro, this is crazy.
Photographed for the first time, fingerprints taken, DNA taken, thrown in a cell for 6 hours awaiting the arrival of the duty solicitor.
They came in their hundreds, as they said they would, despite the threat of arrest and a possible prison sentence of up to 14 years.
I do feel...
Bro, like, do you know how insane that is? And here's the thing. When it comes to the whole Palestine-Israel shit, I could care less whether you're for one side or the other. If you want to support Palestine, support Palestine. If you want to support Israel, support Israel. But being arrested over that kind of shit is crazy. That is insane. Like, imagine if America just started going around and arresting all the free Palestine people or, people who supported Israel. Just out of the blue. And the government just so happened to be like, oh, we don't like that no more, so we're just going to arrest you now because that's against what we like. Do you know how nuts that is?
Criminalized by the process.
Just for talking about your former employee.
This isn't the Britain that I grew up in.
The outrage against the ban is yet another hurdle facing authorities dealing with public anger that is yet to subside.
Families who demanded answers about missing relatives were met with silence.
Like, bro, they are arresting a dude in a fucking wheelchair, and they took half a dozen. So it took 6 police officers to arrest a dude in a wheelchair. It took 6 dudes to beat a dude in a wheelchair? Like, who is this dude? Goku in a wheelchair? Like, what are we doing, bro? Yeah, the UK is so freaking cooked. 6 dudes for one freaking guy in a wheelchair is crazy.
1984. I know most people that went as far as high school likely have at least heard of it. It's a dystopian novel about severe censorship where Big Brother has constant surveillance over everything that everybody does at all times, and you cannot step out of line or you're going to face some serious consequences. Well, guess what?
That's
1984 might be becoming a
yeah, 1984 is basically here as far as the UK is concerned, or Britain or Europe or any of those countries over there. 1984 might be already here. The United States hasn't started doing that shit, but it's starting to look like they might start doing that kind of stuff with censorship, with how YouTube's acting. And then on top of that, you have, Visa and MasterCard trying to censor anime and video games, with Collective Shout doing what they're trying to do. It's getting pretty bad out here, brother. It's getting pretty bad. The only thing that they haven't tried to do over here in America is try and get rid of free speech, because they already know what would happen if they tried that shit. It wouldn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you try to get rid of free speech, everybody's about to be on your ass. You might as well start the next civil war right then and there.
reality in the UK right now. People have been getting arrested for protests, arrested for saying things online. Even a child was arrested and
that is
interrogated
insanity
for 7 hours for saying something online that the government didn't like. If you thought the online
that is
Safety Act was a
insanity
big deal in the UK, boy howdy do I have some news for you.
Like, bro, imagine you make a video. Like, let's say you're a YouTuber and you live in the UK, and then you make a video talking about what you don't like about the UK, the censorship, the Online Safety Act, or the fact that you don't like the UK censoring people or whatever like that, and then you have police at your door arresting you because you made that video. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, there is no freedom of speech over there anymore.
This is an absolute gigatitan in comparison to the Online Safety Act. That act hits as hard as a wet noodle punch in comparison to what's been happening in the UK. Now, I'm just going to run you guys through 3 separate stories right now. For starters, we're going to talk about a firefighter who was fired from their position because of their political views. And then secondly, were later arrested for talking about their employment history.
Which is insane. Like, it's already bad enough that the dude got arrested because he had political views that the government didn't like. But then getting arrested because you talked about your previous employment, like jobs you've worked before then, is got to be the most stupid crap I've ever heard. But once again, the United Kingdom right now is just going through it, and I know y'all going through it right now. Like, that's crazy that currently right now the United Kingdom is just getting fried right now. Like, if they speak out against their government, they're just cooked. That is insane.
As a firefighter on Facebook.
Hello, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, tell us how you came to Lou. You were
Like,
part of.
now that I think about it, like, bro, at this point, the UK might as well become the next North Korea, because you can't even speak out against the government without being arrested at this point. It might as well be, like, I think the UK might have just became the new North Korea. The only difference is that the UK ain't killing nobody as far as we know. You speak out against people in the United Kingdom, you get sent to jail, probably lose your job. You speak against somebody in North Korea, you're dead as fuck. You speak out against North Korea, you are just dead on the spot, for real. You and your family. That's some crazy shit over there. The UK is looking like that right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Of Staffordshire's Fire and Rescue Service for 28 years, and you were sacked in 2021 after you became the Fire Brigade Union Secretary, and 2 years later an employment tribunal found the service had unfairly dismissed you on the grounds of your capability. So in other words, you were found to be perfectly able to do your job. Why did they get rid of you, Robert, do you think?
Well, my personal belief is that it was political. However, I must state the Employment Tribunal did not agree with that part of my argument, but I remain convinced it was political.
When you say
that's probably because it is, because let's just be real, they're not going to admit to that fact that they fired him because of that reason, because it would make them look bad and people would freaking riot on them. But let's be real, it probably was. Let's be real, it probably was. That is nuts.
Political what? Because you were seen as some sort of agitator because you were the union representative, or what?
Absolutely, Kevin. Yes, I represented members to the best of my ability, and I was very robust.
So obviously, we already have our first very massive red flag. He talks about being fired from his position due to political ideology. Now, he doesn't go into great detail about what his political stance was, but that doesn't matter.
But say, yeah, no, it shouldn't matter at all. Like, the fact that you were fired from your job because of your political stance, bro, that's gotta be the most insane shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like, if that shit happened here in America, everybody would be in an uproar. Because that's not even legal here. You can't fire people based on their political stances or religious stances or any of that shit. That shit is not legal. But over there in the UK it is, and this guy, a firefighter, got basically his livelihood took away from him because of the shit. Like, that is wild. We're only 4 minutes into this video, bro, and it's already getting crazy.
Politics should have absolutely nothing to do with your employment, unless it's some sort of crime like supporting terrorists openly or something like that. But then that goes far beyond just politics.
Yeah, that's beyond
Obviously,
politics at that
that wasn't
point.
the case here. Whatever his opinions were, perhaps that maybe the UK was policing people too much, arresting people for protesting. Perhaps his opinions was he wasn't a big fan of the fact that people are losing their freedoms left and right. In my opinion, that seems to likely be the case. Now, they made it clear that he was not fired because he was incapable of doing his job, that he wasn't doing a good job. They made it very abundantly clear that he was not fired for any legitimate reasons related to his work.
Yeah, which pretty much means that the dude was basically fired for his political reasons. If he can still do his job perfectly fine, and they even said that he could do his job perfectly fine, then what other reason did they have to fire him? Other than his political leaning. Like, come on now, like, let's use our brains here. And once again, like, that shit would not fly here. That shit, there's no way, if a company here was to fire you, and they admitted to the fact that we're firing you because, not because you did bad work, not because, you weren't doing enough, you weren't working hard enough, but because of your political leaning, that shit would be on live news right now, and the CEO and everybody else who's involved in that kind of bullshit would be getting cooked right now. Because that shit ain't even legal. That is illegal to fire somebody here in America for that. Holy crap.
But let's not hang up on this for too long. He also talks about being arrested for simply talking about his place of work, his previous employment on Facebook.
And you start talking to other firefighters and friends on Facebook about your predicament, and then you suddenly find yourself arrested on the grounds of suspicion of indulging in malicious communications. What did they say your malicious communications exactly were, Robert?
I'm gonna be real. It's probably some bullshit that they made up because they didn't want him talking about how they fired him from his job for political reasons instead of an actual good reason, which they didn't even have in the first place. They did it to intimidate him. That's the main reason. They want him to shut up. They want him to stay silent. So the moment he started talking about his last job, which was the job he was fired from, which was the firefighter job, the moment he started talking about that online, the UK basically saw that and is like, hold up, we can't have that. And, we gotta intimidate this guy. We gotta get him to shut his mouth. Like, censorship in its purest form, bro. It's intimidation and censorship. They did that because they didn't actually have a real reason to arrest him. They did that for intimidation, to say, keep your mouth shut or we'll put you in jail.
Well, for a start, Kevin, they conflated the output of an online journalist called Andy Wong with my own output. So I'll just park that to one side. I told the police in an interview I am not Andy Wong, but my own postings were very limited and, just basically making criticism of the fire and rescue service and not necessarily anything to do with my dismissal. Indeed,
So that makes it even worse then. He didn't really even talk about his dismissal. He was just kind of criticizing the fire and safety service, and they arrested him. But in these guys' heads, in the UK government's head, they thought, oh, he's criticizing, the fire and safety services after he got fired. So that must mean he's talking about his previous job, which means that we need to arrest and intimidate him so he shuts up. That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse because he didn't even mention the fact that, from what we're hearing, he probably didn't barely mention or barely even talked about the fact that he got fired for political reasons. That makes this 10 times worse. Holy shit.
the Facebook page I'm a member of, and it's a private Facebook page.
And it was July, 7 a.m. They raided your place, seized 2 telephones, an iPad, and a computer, making you feel like a criminal. And so they came to your house at 7 a.m. saying, right, you're nicked, malicious communications. You must have gone, what malicious communication?
And that shit ain't legal here either in America. If you're gonna come in here and start arresting and taking people's shit, where's the warrant at? Where's the warrant for my arrest? And where's the warrant for you to come in here and start taking shit? There's processes to these things here in America, but apparently once again in the UK, that shit don't exist, which is scary as fuck. That they could just come into your house and just start taking your shit because you said something they didn't like. Because that's all this really comes down to at the end of the day. Whatever this dude said, they didn't like it, and then they had to come up with some bullshit-ass reason to go into his house, raid the place, throw him in jail, and all this, who knows what else. Like, bro, we live in some crazy... And once again, we live in some crazy times, bro. And people used to say that we would never get to this point. Like, once again, that whole entire thing that guy was talking about in the beginning, that movie, you know, with the 1874 shit and all that about the surveillance and, the censorship and whatever. Bro, that shit is slowly but surely becoming a reality. And technically it is a reality in the UK right now. But how long until that shit starts to spread everywhere else? That's the real question. Because right now, as far as the European Union is concerned, like EU, the UK, Europe, Britain, Australia, as far as theirs concerned is, they are fucking cooked.
I mean, are you off the hook now? Is this case completely closed?
No.
So, not at all. The
No.
police still have my devices. This is 6 weeks on from that, what I consider
They probably ain't giving them shits back. Let's be real. They're probably going to say that they lost them or some bullshit. Let's be real with ourselves. They ain't giving them back.
to be unlawful arrest. I've had to go out and buy a new laptop so I may even conduct this interview, and a new mobile phone. And no,
Yeah, no, they're not giving those shits that. They're definitely, like, the fact that he even had to go back and do that and buy some new stuff because the police in the UK decided to steal his shit, basically. That's essentially what they just did. They just stole his shit with no good reason because it doesn't belong to them. That is fucking wild. Like, even here in America, let's say you get arrested for something and they take your stuff. They have to give you your stuff back when you leave the jail cell. They have to give it back to you. They have to give that shit back to you. The fact that they went to his house, stole his shit basically, arrested him, released him, not give his shit back, and then make it to the point where he had to go and waste money buying all this just so he can get the story out, bro, this is wild. This is, like, once again, we're just getting started. This is only the first of the 3 cases that this guy's talking about, and it's already looking crazy. Who knows what the other 2 cases are about to be looking like?
point of I being charged, and that remains the case to this day.
All right, let me get this straight, big dog. So
He
they
got
showed up
robbed.
at your house, raided you, took your belongings,
He got
arrested
robbed.
you, and still has them 6 weeks later, and you haven't even been charged of a crime. Also,
Nope.
do they even have a warrant? Like, now, I'm
No
not
warrant,
that
no
familiar with the
nothing,
laws
bro.
In the UK, but I do know that they generally need a warrant for, raiding your house and searching your belongings. He doesn't
Yeah,
mention a
apparently
warrant.
not.
I've
There's
watched
no
the whole
warrant,
video,
no
and
nothing.
A warrant is never mentioned. So did they illegally raid his home
Yes.
as well? I don't know. I know an exception could be like threat to like national security or a threat to, the local surrounding area, things like that. Like if, somebody allegedly has a weapon of mass destruction in their basement or something, you know. They stole a tactical nuke from the military. They might not need a warrant to search your home and make sure that you aren't trying to level the city nearby. I understand that. But because somebody said some comments online that
But like, think about that. This dude got raided because he said some shit on Facebook, bro. That is fucking wild. And they haven't given his shit back in 6 weeks. This man has not gotten his shit back for almost over a month and a half as of the recording of this video. That is insane.
Isn't a threat. B, should be protected by free speech. And C, is no way.
Bro, free speech doesn't exist in the UK. That shit's dead. The fact that this dude even got arrested for that shit, free speech doesn't exist in the UK anymore. That shit is dead. That shit is dead, brother. Free speech does not exist, bro. And it just makes me think myself, like, I think the Lord, bro, that I was born in America. Despite the history, you know, with, you know, black people and whatnot, I am glad I was born here, because at least I don't got to worry about saying something the government don't like, and then them raiding my house because I said something they don't like on, like, Facebook or some shit, bro. Like, that is crazy. Like, once again, we take our freedom for granted, bro, because this could be us. This could be us one day, if we allow it to get to this point. Like, holy shit. I can't even believe it, bro. Like, I straight up can't even believe it. That is insane. Like, bro, you know what's funny? If I lived in the UK right now, me just reacting to this video right now could probably get me arrested. Me reacting to this guy's video talking about how the UK is fucking up right now and basically screwing over their own citizens. This video alone, if I lived in the UK, if I was a citizen there, God forbid, I would probably be in jail right now. Right now. I'd probably be in a jail cell right now. They probably would have taken both my monitors, my Xbox, my PS5, my phone, damn near all my streaming equipment, all my shit, under the guise of suspicious activity. When in reality, it's more like, we don't like what you said on fucking Twitter. Like, what in the world is going on?
Illegal. I don't think
that shit is illegal as fuck, bro.
Outstanding circumstances where they can just raid your home without a warrant. Now, those of you that in the UK, I know some of you watch my video, please feel free to comment on that and educate me if I don't know what the fudge I'm talking about. But I know for certain that in the US, this would be against the 4th Amendment, no unreasonable search and seizure, which is precisely what was done here. And the fact that they still haven't returned his property after 6 weeks is baffling. It seems like if
shit is diabolical,
trying to oppress and control and bully people, because why do you need to keep his belongings, his technology for this long for? To try to stop him from speaking online?
Exactly.
Is that the goal?
That's exactly what the goal is. I said it in the beginning. The main reason they even did this in the first place is intimidation. They want him to shut up. They want him to stay quiet about what happened to him. They don't want other people to know that this is what's going on. And I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if they just raided his house again after this whole entire interview went down and just stole his computer that he just bought, along with his phone that he just bought. I would not be surprised if there was a whole nother video out there talking about that after this got made, that the UK police showed up at his house again and stole his new computer, stole his new phone, under the guise of suspicious activity. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. That's the kind of world they're living in right now. That is the kind of world that the UK citizens are living in. And same with Europe, same with the EU, Britain, shit, Australia. That's the world that those guys are living in. But especially the UK, bro. They are getting cooked.
Take away his electronics so he can't go online and exercise his free speech to talk about or criticize whoever he wants to. Sounds like a police state to me. Sounds like Big Brother is watching over you.
No, man, it sounds like North Korea to me. The only difference is the dude ain't dead yet. Because if this was North Korea, this dude wouldn't even be alive to make this interview.
How you this past 6 weeks, a man of previous good character, how this has made you feel?
It's been very mentally challenging, because to be put through the ordeal of being arrested at dawn, taken to the police custody suite, photographed for the first time, fingerprints taken, DNA taken, thrown in a cell for 6 hours awaiting the arrival of the duty solicitor, I do feel criminalised by the process.
Bro, and they did all that without his consent too. They did all that shit without his consent. You wouldn't be legally allowed to do that shit here, bro. Like, that whole entire process that just did to this dude is all illegal if it was here in America.
Just for talking about your former employee, your employers, just for that on Facebook?
Apparently so, Kevin, yes.
Well, you are perfectly entitled to do that, Robert, and this does sound like a police state. Well, listen, well, look, best of luck. We'll keep in touch with you. And
shit is a police state.
Justice prevails and they just drop this nonsense.
Bro, justice is not going to prevail over there, bro. I'm sorry. Maybe it will. I hope it does, but let's be real. The way that they're running their shit right now, and it's only getting worse by the day, the UK is done.
Sinister.
It is quite sinister indeed. Dead ass, though, this is like outright evil. Like this is looking like precursor to becoming North Korea. I don't know.
It might as well be.
Is making all of these.
This shit is basically North Korea. The only difference is he ain't dead yet.
I don't know if it's the prime minister.
Because once again, if he was in North Korea, he would be going to jail, and you would never see him or hear from him ever again. It's either that or dude would just be dead in his house. They'd probably kill him right then and there. The only difference between the UK right now and North Korea is the fact that this dude ain't dead. That is it. That is it.
Minister or what, but whoever the hell is doing this is an absolute unhinged lunatic. And I can say that because I'm in the United States, so go ahead and try to arrest me.
Yeah, try me.
Ain't gonna happen.
Facts, bro. Try to arrest me over here, bro. I'm in the United States of fucking America. We in the US of fucking A over here, brother. I dare the UK to try that shit. They can suck on these nuts for all I care, bro. Fuck all that. But man, who the fuck do these idiots think they are, bro? If I was living over there, bro, we would have pulled a man. There's no way, bro. There's no. We would have already started this. We would have already started a civil war over this shit. We would have already started a civil war over this shit if this was America. And it wouldn't be a very long war either. Hell no, bro. Man. Oh my god, I can't even believe that we were like, this is insane.
Anyway, this story super sucks. You really hate to see censorship and free speeches go out the shitter like that. But honestly, it only gets worse from here. This was just the appetizer for what's to come.
The fact that
Let's move on.
Bro, the fact that this is just the appetizer. This is just a light taste of the bullshit that's going on over there. Like, you guys in the UK got it rough. Oh man, I would hate living there, man. What the fuck?
To the protests.
They came in their hundreds, as they said they would, despite the threat of arrest and a possible prison sentence of up to 14 years.
Look at this. What the fuck is this? What is she even doing? Like, bro, what is this bullshit, bro? Did the police even... Here's the question I gotta ask. Do the police even agree with this shit? That's the real question. Do the police even agree with any of this? Because there's no way that y'all can actually be happy about doing this, bro. Just arresting random people because they're speaking out against the government. And what the censorship and shit, bro. There is no fucking way.
Expressing their support for Palestine action.
Bruh. Did you hear that? Prison sentence of up to 14 years.
Wait, what? Huh? Wait. Prisoner sentence up to 14 years for what? No.
Free
Rewind
speech
that.
just go out the shitter like that.
14
But honestly,
years?
it only gets worse from here. This was just the appetizer for
What?
what's to come. Let's move on to the protests.
They came in their hundreds, as they said they would, despite the threat of arrest and a possible prison sentence of up to 14 years. They carried signs professing their support for Palestine action.
So let me get this straight. You can go to jail for 14 years for wanting to support Palestine in the UK right now. Bro, there are some criminals in the United States that don't even get that kind of jail time for worse stuff. There's probably criminals in the UK that get less freaking jail time for stupid, worse stuff like this. And you're telling me we're jailing people for 14 years, wasting police resources for people wanting to support Palestine. Like, once again, I could care less about the whole Palestine and Israel shit, because honestly, both sides, in my opinion, are bad. I'm gonna be real. Like, the Middle East in general has just been fighting itself long before I was born, and it's going to continue to do so after I'm long gone. And while I do feel for the people over there, it's just one of those things that there's nothing I can do. It's like literally nothing I can do, and realistically, the politicians and the government's got more control than any of us will ever have. Like, but the fact that people are even getting arrested for this kind of shit is crazy.
Bruh. Did you hear that? Prison sentence of up to 14 years for protesting in favor of Palestine. Can you imagine that?
Bro, what the fuck?
That is absurd. And the fact that these people are bold enough to come up there and do it anyway speaks volumes about how people feel about being...
Like, bro, they would have to... Bro, imagine them trying to do that shit over here in America. I don't know what, like, I don't know exactly what the percentage of America is that supports Palestine versus like Israel and all that shit, though, to be honest. In my opinion, it's like I support, like me personally, I could say I probably support Palestine. You know who I ain't supporting? Hamas, who's in control of Palestine right now. I think that's a fair take. I think that's a pretty good take, but not to get political, but like they would have to arrest probably a good portion of America if this shit was to fly. Like, bro, do they even have enough people? Do they even have enough jails for all these people that they're about to arrest? These people are arresting hundreds of people for this shit. They're about to arrest that whole crowd. How many people's in that crowd? How many people in this picture alone, bro? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They about to arrest the camera dude too. Like the cameraman about to get arrested. Like, bro, what is going on here?
Being policed like this. It's honestly so disheartening.
That is insane.
To see people being arrested for peaceful fucking protests. Honestly, I know most of you watching this probably don't watch my Omni King channel, so probably have no idea who I'm talking about, but Tosh Peterson, this vegan protester from Australia, was actually trying to go to the UK to partake in this like vegan camp out thing, which also would result in her protesting and doing activism. I feel like she probably would have ended up arrested on the spot.
Yeah.
Some emblazoned their message on t-shirts as they sat silently at the foot of the Mahatma Gandhi statue in Parliament
Bro, what is
Square.
this?
While others were angered by what they deemed as an assault to their freedom of speech.
Because it is. Are we serious?
With 7 words on a sign and sit quietly, then what does freedom of speech mean?
Nothing. Bro, I said it before. Freedom of speech is dead in the UK. That shit is dead as fuck. The fact that you guys are even getting arrested for protesting in general for 14 years in prison? Bro, what the hell? The fact that y'all even showed up, y'all got balls, bro. Like, that, like, props to y'all. Props to y'all for that shit. Because the fact that y'all even showed up in the first place and knowing that you might save 14 years in prison. Like, imagine that. Be like, hey, what did you go to jail for? Protesting? Did you, like, break anything? No, I just sat out there with a sign with 7 words on it. Arrested 14 years. What the? I can't even believe I can't even believe that I'm even saying that. That is 14 years. That is almost half. That's almost half. No, that is literally half a fucking decade. That's half a fucking decade, bro. That's almost a full decade in jail for saying that you want to support Palestine in the UK. That is 14 years of your life gone. Bro, the UK is fucked, bro. The fuck, what is going on?
Some had already been arrested for taking part in previous protests, but returned, such as grandmother Manji Mansfield, apparently undeterred by the consequences.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, if you're in the UK, I'm gonna be real with you. You might as well put me in jail right now because, bro, you're not gonna silence me, bro. If there's one thing that we ain't doing out here is you're not gonna be out here trying to tell me what and what I cannot say. You can't tell me who and who I cannot support, bro. Unless it's terrorist or something like that, then nah, fuck all that shit. Fuck all of that shit. What are we doing? And even then, like, with the whole, what is going on, bro? What is going on?
The Britain that I grew up in, we're now living in an alternative.
Y'all are living in North Korea right now.
I'm not going to accept it. So I'm frightened, but I'm more frightened.
Like, think about that. Think about the fact that they're going to arrest everybody there. They are going to put everybody in this whole entire place who is protesting. They're about to put everybody in jail. That's over. That looks like hundreds of thousands of people. That is literally insane.
And if I don't.
But it's done little to deter people determined to pledge their support.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's one of those things like, bro, you can't arrest everybody. You can't arrest everybody, bro. You can't. It's impossible. That's why, bro, that's one of the biggest things about, like, you know, when it comes to America, it's like the people get to decide how this shit goes. Not the government. Like, the government, I think, like, the UK government, I think, forgot who it's supposed to be serving. The government serves the people, not the other way around. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
The number of arrests is likely to be a test for a police force and judiciary under strain from a backlog of cases and a decline in public investment. And containing the outrage against the ban is yet another hurdle facing authorities dealing with.
What am I even looking at right now?
To subside. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera, London.
Man, this is like my worst nightmare. You know, as somebody that really, really values and appreciates the fact that I have free speech in the United States.
That is insane.
I would lose my shit if I wasn't able to speak freely. Like, I get annoyed at the fact that I have to censor myself so much on YouTube. Like, there's certain words, a lot, that you can't really say without getting, like, demonetized and your video shadow banned, you know?
And even then, that's stupid. Like, I miss the days where YouTube, you could just be raw and unfiltered, bro. Like, you couldn't just say or do anything, obviously, but you could still be, like, raw and unfiltered. Now, these days, you gotta censor your shit. You gotta censor yourself to, like, absolute hell. Like, you can't do certain things. Like, you can't, you know, like, for instance, you can't swear or anything like that. And, like, the first, like, couple of seconds of the video, you know, there might be certain words that you can't say, you know, with, like, it's stupid. It's really stupid. But at least you can still speak out and talk about stuff. Like, at least we still got that option. But, like, in the UK, they don't even have that option, bro. That is insane.
All those, like, trigger words that YouTube doesn't like anything that hints at types of violence or mental illness, struggles, things like that. You can't even say, like, alcoholism a lot of the time. You say anything close to that too much in the video, and your video gets age restricted or limited ads, something like that. So even that, like, kind of annoys me, but, you know, I deal with it. If it got to the point where, like, this video you're watching right now got me arrested, like, I don't think I'd want to live in this world anymore. Because that's just not okay. Like, the government telling you what you can and can't say when it's not.
Bro, that's like, bro, that is so dystopian. That is, what the fuck? What kind of world are we living in right now? Like, I don't know if any of my viewers are from the UK or anything like that, but, like, if y'all leave a comment, by the way, I feel for y'all, man. Like, that sucks. Like, holy shit, the more I think about it, oh my gosh, bro, that's a nightmare, bro. That is a fucking nightmare. The fact that me making this video, like him making that video he's making right now that we're reacting to, could get us both sent to jail right now. We probably have the police knocking on our door right now. Oh my god. That is scary as fuck, bro. Jesus.
Threat or hinting at you harming someone or something is ridiculous. You know, when I read 1984 in high school, I brushed it off as, that's something that'll never happen, right? But it exists right now in countries like North Korea.
Yeah.
And it's starting to happen right now in first world countries.
Yeah, North
like
Korea
the
got it
UK.
already.
Like, things
And
are
the
not
UK is
looking
getting
good.
it right now,
People should
too.
not be getting arrested for peacefully
14
protesting. You can
years,
tell,
bro.
watching the video, that the protests were in fact peaceful. And it just sucks to see.
Shit, the police are more violent than the damn protesters. They're just sitting there. Like, you gotta wonder, bro, like, do the police even enjoy what they're fucking doing, bro? Like, that's the question. Like, are these, like... Oh my gosh, bro.
People's rights just being casually violated and having nothing be done about it. I'm hoping that this eventually comes to an end, but
It
right
won't,
now,
bro. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. At this point, I'm gonna be real. The only thing that's gonna stop this from happening or getting worse, and this might sound crazy, it's gonna be a civil war. There's gotta be a civil war in the UK. That's the only thing that is going to stop this from happening, because it's only gonna get worse. The fact that people right now are getting arrested for 14 years for protesting peacefully, yeah, nah, it should have, like, bro, if that was to happen here in the United States, you might as well start another civil war right there.
it looks like things are only getting worse. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that this isn't just happening to adults and people protesting.
No, it's happening to kids, too. It's happening to kids, too. And here's the thing. See, the UK right now, they're only arresting people and putting people in jail, which is still bad. But how long is it until they start heading towards the North Korea route where if you even speak out against the government at all, you're dead. Your life is done. They're going to end your life right then and there. Imagine that.
Minors are even being arrested and terrorized for things that they said online that the government doesn't like.
Now, even peaceful dissent, holding signs, marching in silence, or blocking roads with tractors has been met with brute force. The images flooding social media are impossible to ignore. In Kent, elderly farmers were dragged away after refusing to abandon their barns. In Norfolk, villagers built makeshift camps, calling them freedom fields, only to be scattered by officers in helmets and shields. In Essex, a disabled veteran holding a placard that read, "This is not the Britain I fought for," was arrested from his wheelchair. That single moment, caught on video, has spread like...
Bro, like, Jesus Christ. They are arresting fucking veterans? Bro. Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over. Imagine fighting for your country. Putting who knows how many of your years on the line, fighting for your country. And in return, you get sent to jail. Like, bro, this is... I'm in the military, man. I'm like 5 years in. I'm almost, done with my contract. Next year will be my 6th year. Been in the Army for a little while now. I couldn't imagine. Like, just anyone serving, like, it doesn't matter how many years you do it. Just serving serving your country in general. giving up years of your life to serve your country, it's gotta be one of the most honorable things you can do. And imagine that being, like, imagine your thanks being, the thanks of your country being, we're gonna send you to jail. Holy shit, bro.
Wildfire across Europe.
I don't know how I forgot that, but that part that she's talking about with the elderly man that got arrested, well, I believe I found the footage of this. I think this is what she's talking about.
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah, we saw
Honestly,
this in the
it's
beginning.
unsettling.
6 dudes.
Here you go.
What was that? Hold on. Let me count this. We got 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm right. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 police for a dude in a wheelchair. No, not even that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dudes for a dude in a fucking wheelchair. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? What the fuck is this? There's no fucking way, bro. Dude's in a
So
fucking wheelchair.
Shame, shame on the police for doing this. This elderly man was a veteran who was peacefully protesting at the Palestine protest and got arrested for it, which is just unbelievable. Like, this is clearly oppression at its finest. I don't really know what, the people of the UK can really do to fight back against this. I mean, petition.
Bro, once again, I think if we're this deep, if it's this bad already, a civil war is the only thing. Like, I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not big on war. Let's be real. I don't think war should be always the last option. The last option. But when you're getting, like, when it's gotten to a point where your freedoms are being stripped away, when the government basically is censoring you and controlling you to the point where you can't do anything, you can't say anything, where you're under the threat of just losing everything you got, there's nothing else to lose at that point. Like the dude was talking about earlier, like, bro, if I lived in the UK and this is the world I had to live in, bro, fuck it, I'm rebelling. Fuck it. What else do I got to lose? I'm going to jail either way if I don't like what the freaking government's doing. I might as well fight back. The UK needs to fucking fight. The UK citizens need to fight back, bro. Like, this is terrible, bro. And once again, I think war is the last resort, bro. I think it really is. I think that, like, diplomacy and all that shit should be the first thing to go. Like, it should be the first thing that people should think about. Is we need to do. But this government don't care about that shit. Obviously. The only thing, like, bro, I don't want this to happen, but I think this is what's gotta happen, bro. These people gotta fight back. Because the UK, it's only gonna get worse, bro. It's only gonna get worse from here. Like, once again, they're only arresting people right now. They're only arresting people and putting them in jail right now. But what happens when it gets to the point where they start executing people and shit? Like, I know it sounds crazy, and I know that sounds like, oh, that could never happen. There's no way they would do that. We said that there's no way we'd be looking at this happening right now, and here we are in 2025 in the UK. Damn near looks like North Korea right now. They're like one step away from being North Korea. Like, what is going on right now?
I mean, protesting is illegal apparently right now, so you're just gonna get arrested. But they can't arrest everyone, I guess. I suppose if everyone
might.
stands united against this tyranny, then perhaps they can do something to fell this beast of censorship and oppression.
They
It's the only
might.
thing that makes any sense to me, but again, I've never seen anything like this with my own eyes. I've only heard about it from books and from history, but or what's, going on in, some third world countries that are under dictatorships. But in the free world, or at least what's supposed to be the free world, like that includes United Kingdom.
Like, bro, you would never think that you would see a first world country like the UK doing something like this. Like any first world country in general. Like first world countries are known for the fact that they, or at least they were known for the fact that, freedom of speech was always a thing. You don't have to worry about being under a dictatorship. You could say what you want, you could do what you want, as long as you obey the laws and whatnot. But like, this is ridiculous.
This is unprecedented from my standing here. But anyway, let's move on to this poor 16-year-old child who was arrested for exercising free speech.
I can't
Even
believe that
schools have
shit.
become battlegrounds. In Lincolnshire, police raided a secondary school after a 16-year-old shared a video criticising Labour's new enforcement laws. He was detained for 9 hours, questioned without his parents present, and his family was fined for failing to supervise subversive behaviour. Incidents like this are no longer isolated. They form part of a pattern that legal experts describe as the rise of a shadow state, where vague terms like non-compliance and incitement are used to crush opposition. In Manchester, reports surfaced of makeshift detention centres hastily converted from warehouses. Families who demanded answers about missing relatives were met with silence.
So they're kidnapping children now. That's basically what they just said. They're out here turning warehouses into just basically camps for people who speak out. Bro, what the fuck is going on over there? And then you're telling me all these missing kids or all these missing people, it's like, oh, we don't know where they went. What is... Yeah, this shit's basically North Korea now. The shit's basically fucking North Korea now. It's over. It's fucking over. What is going on over there?
Lawyers claim they have been denied access to clients held under emergency stability orders. In Liverpool, a father vanished after speaking at a council meeting. His family later informed he was being held under review for endangering public order. No trial, no hearing, no appeal. These stories circulate in whispers, but every whisper fuels more anger, more suspicion, and more resistance.
Detained and...
So basically, they kidnapped him. Bro, this shit is damn near North Korea. The only difference is these guys aren't dead yet. Oh my god. Yo, the shit is pretty much North Korea. The UK is the new North Korea, bro. It's over.
Question for 9 hours.
It's
or
over.
However long it was, without their parents present.
The UK is now North Korea.
Fucking diabolical. That is unbelievably cruel. I almost can't believe that something like this is happening in what's supposed to be the free world.
The UK is now North Korea.
Things online that are unsavory to the government and their actions can get you arrested and questioned for hours. What kind of country do y'all live in right now? Because this should be absolutely unacceptable. There's no way that the people here are just gonna sit on their asses and let this shit happen. I understand, the fear of being arrested and all that.
Bruh, the fear of being arrested goes away the moment all your freedoms are stripped away from you, because at that point, you're gonna get arrested anyway. You have nothing left to lose. And I'm not surprised that these people are showing up the way they are, because right now, this is like just the tip of the iceberg that it's bad right now, bro. It's about to get so much worse. It's about to get so much fucking worse, bro. Like, what is going on over there? I can't even believe I'm saying this, bro. Like, what? I can't believe I'm even seeing this happen. Jesus Christ, man. That country is cooked, bro. Like, if you live in the UK, bro, move out of there, bro. If you can. Get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there if you can, bro. Like if you're like like what? Y'all need to get the fuck out of there, bro. Before they start doing some stupid law saying that you can't leave the UK. Because you know that's what's coming next. You know that's what's coming next. You know that's what's coming next. They're about to talk about how you can't leave the UK no more. Because nobody in their right mind is going to want to live in a country like this. Y'all need to get the fuck out of there.
But what's the alternative? To live in the world of 1984, where you can be arrested for even having unsavory thoughts towards the government? Yeah, that's a thing in the 1984 book. You know, if you have certain thoughts, they can actually be thought crimes. Yeah, you can get arrested for thought crimes. That's a thing. Is that where we're headed? It's starting to look that way. And honestly, there's something else I wanted to talk about. I wanted to get into the weeds of like the actual arrests, because apparently as much as 30 people are getting arrested daily in the UK for tweets, for me.
Yeah, no, they were talking about this before. How they were trying to arrest people, how they were trying to arrest, they were talking about how they were trying to arrest Americans. They were talking about how the UK was over there yapping their mouth off, talking about how they're over there trying to go over and talk about we're gonna arrest Americans if they talk negatively about our government. Like, I dare you to try that shit. I dare you to try that shit. I am American, bro. I dare you to try that shit. The UK can suck on these fucking nuts, bro. Fuck the UK, not the UK, but like not the citizens, but like the government, you can suck on these goddamn nuts. Cause what are we talking about? Jesus Christ, bro.
Things like that they're posting online right now. It's crazy. But this video's gotten quite lengthy, and I'll probably cover that maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, not sure. It's
What
gonna be its own
the
separate
fuck?
video because there's a lot to talk about there too. So if you're interested in hearing about that, just make sure you're subscribed.
Bro, what are we doing right now, bro? The UK is so fucking cooked. I gotta see the comments under this video. It just shows that this was never once cared about the kids and it was controlled. Bro, I've been saying, bro. I've been saying, like, the Online Safety Act is just a Trojan horse for what's going on right now in the UK. They never cared about kids. It is all about fear and control, bro. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. Facts. That is the only option. That is literally the only option the UK's got left, bro. You guys gotta rebel or get the fuck out of there. You guys got nothing left. The free speech is history. That place is North Korea right now. Sad to see that the UK is reduced to what's essentially a new North Korea. Yeah, it's basically North Korea, bro. The UK threatened me with an arrest for just using a VPN. Y'all need to get the fuck out of there, bro. Y'all need to get the fuck out of there, bro. Y'all need to get the fuck out of Dodge, or y'all need to do something, because Jesus Christ, y'all are so cooked. Oh my God, I think myself every day that I live, I'm an American, bro. Because to live in the UK, that's got to be hell. Living in the UK right now has got to be hell on earth. Yo, what the hell, bro? Yeah, but that's pretty much gonna be it. Yeah, I wanted to react to this though because I feel like this is important, and this just like I feel like once again this just goes to show we can't take our freedoms for granted, bro. We can't, and we gotta defend them shits. Because if we don't, we're gonna end up looking like this, bro. We're gonna end up looking like UK right now, and they're basically the new North Korea. Jesus Christ, man, but leave your comments down below. Holy fuck, I don't even know what to say for an outro on this, man. Stay safe out there for real, man. Stay safe and like pray for Ukraine. I mean, not Ukraine. Pray for them too because they still got that crap war going on. But like, pray for fucking the UK, man, because they need it, man. They are going through it.